महाराज, भक्तिसिद्धांत सरस्वती महाराज की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada की. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Hare Krishna. Welcome to morning Bhagavatam class. Today it's 8th of May 2024 in Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Temple, North Sydney. And today we are going to recite the sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4. Creation of the fourth order, chapter 7, the sacrifice performed by Daksha, and the text number 33. So please repeat after me. Patnya uchuhu yagyo ayam taba yajana yakena srishto. Yagyo ya ayam tava yajana yakena srishto. Vidavasta pasupati nadya dachakopyai. Tam nastvam sava sayanava santamedam. Yagyat mannalina sruchadri sapunihi. Patnya uchuhu yagyo yam tava yajana yakena srishto. Vidhasta pasupati nadaya dachakopat. Tam nastvam savasaya nava santamedam. Yagyat mannalina ruchadri sapunihi. Patnya uchuhu yagyo yam tava yajana yakena srishto. Vidvasta pasupat nadya dachakopat. Tam nastvam sava sayana vasantamedam. Yagyat mannalina ruchadri sapunihi. Prabhuji. Patnya uchuhu yagya yam tava yajana yakena srishto. Vidvasta pasupati nadya dachakopat. Tam nastam savasaya navasantamedam. Yagyatma nalina ruchadri sapunihi. Patnya uchuhu Tam nastam savasana santamedam Yagyatma narina ruchadri sapunihi Patnya uchuhu Yagayama tavanachakina srishta Vidvasta pasupatina dadachakopat Tam nastam savasaya nama santamedam Yagyatma nalina ruchadri sapunihi Mataji Patnya uchuhu Yagyotam tava yazanaya kena sristo Vidvasta pasupatina dadachakopat Tam nastam savasayana vandastatevam Yagyatman lalina ruchadri sapunihi Patnya uchuhu Yagyatman janaya kena sristo Pasupatina dadachakopat Tam nastam savasayana vasantamedham Yagyatman nalina ruchadri sapunihi Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation, oh sorry, word to word translation. Patneha uchuhu, the wives of the executors of the sacrifice said, Yagyaha, the sacrifice, I am this, Tava, your, Yajanaya, worshipping, Kena, by Brahma, Srishta, arranged, Vidvasta, devastated, Pasupatina, by Lord Shiva, Adya, today, Dachakopat, from anger at Dacha, Tam, it, Na, our, Tvam, you, Savasayana, dead bodies, Ava, like, Santamedham, the still sacrificial animals, Yagyatman, O Lord of sacrifice, Nalina, lotus, Rucha, beautiful, Drisha, by the vision of your eyes, Punihi, sanctify. Translation, the wives of the performers of the sacrifice said, My dear Lord, this sacrifice was arranged under the instruction of Brahma, but unfortunately Lord Shiva, being angry at Daksha, devastated the entire scene, and because of his anger, the animals meant for sacrifice are lying dead. Therefore, the preparations of yajna have been lost. Now, by the glance of your lotus eyes, the sanctity of this sacrificial arena may be again invoked. Purport. Animals were offered in sacrifice in order to give them renewed life. That was the purpose of having animals there. Offering an animal in sacrifice and giving him renewed life was evidence of the strength of chanting mantras. Unfortunately, when Daksha's sacrifice was devastated by Lord Shiva, some of the animals were killed. One was killed just to replace the head of Daksha. Their bodies were lying about, and the sacrificial arena was turned into a crematorium. Thus, the real purpose of yajna was lost. Lord Vishnu, being the ultimate objective of such sacrificial ceremonies, was requested by the wives of the priest to glance over the yajna arena with which causeless mercy, so that the routine work of the yajna might be continued. The purport here is that animals should not be unnecessarily killed. They were used to prove the strength of the mantras and were to have been rejuvenated by the use of mantras. They should not have been killed, as they were by Lord Shiva to replace the head of Daksha with an animal's head. It was pleasing to see an animal sacrificed and rejuvenated, and that pleasing atmosphere had been lost. The wives of priests requested that animals be brought back to the life by the glance of Lord Vishnu to make a pleasing yajna. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Agyanam Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chachur Unmitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarveshya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, welcome again, and I will just read the translation first. The wives of the performers of the sacrifice said, "My dear Lord, this sacrifice was arranged under the instruction of Brahma. But unfortunately, Lord Shiva, being angry at Daksha, devastated the entire scene. And because of his anger, the animals meant for sacrifice are lying dead. Therefore, the preparation of the yajna have been lost. Now, by the glance of your lotus eyes, the sanctity of this sacrificial arena may be again invoked." So, here when Lord Shiva was disrespected in the sacrificial arena by Daksha because of his false pride, thinking that Lord Shiva should have offered him the respect, his obeisances, even when Lord Shiva was meditating on Lord Vishnu. Because of his false pride, then he needed to go through all the circumstances because of his misdeed onto the Supreme Vaishnava. Then when Mother Swati left her body and Lord Shiva, out of anger, destroyed the whole sacrificial arena, sending Virabhadra. And later on, after killing of Daksha, Lord Shiva gave the head of goat to Daksha Prajapati. And similarly, the other sages and other personalities present in the sacrifice, in the who were favoring Daksha, they also got some blessings, let's say. Even though they were punished, they got some punishment to get rid of their sinful activity. So as Lord Shiva became so angry, Lord Brahma came to pacify Lord Shiva, and after hearing all the pleasing words from Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva replied that I am not even little bit disturbed by these demigods who are very less intelligent and they are very childish. That's why I should not take any offense from them. So I'm fine with that. Lord Shiva said like that. Then Lord Brahma became happy, and some results of their miscreating, their misdeed was like demigod of Bhaga. His eyes were taken out, and then the demigod Pusa, he could not chew with his teeth, so that his disciple needed to come and make the dough and feed him, or they chew and feed the Pusa. And similarly, and other personalities who lost their arms, they needed to use the arms of the Ashwini Kumaras, and those personalities who lost their hand, they needed to work with the hand of Pusa, who doesn't have the eye again. And Bhrigu Muni, he got the beard of the goat that was given for the head of Daksha. He got the beard of the goat. And these were the results of their misdeed. And since Lord Shiva is known as Midustama, best of all benedictors, he is not only the benedictor for materialistic wishes. Definitely he is best known for the materialistic wishes, and even his devotees mostly are found to be worshipping him with the wishes, desires to get some material benefit. But Lord Shiva also gives some spiritual benefit, benedictions, like he sent the Brahmana who was worshipping him the benediction by sending him to Sanatana Goswami, and he became the devotee of Lord Krishna. In the same way, after Lord Shiva gave the benediction to those personalities, they got rid of their sin, and actually as offered by Daksha in the prayers, that Lord Shiva gave him so great benediction, since he was going to the hell because of his hellish activity toward the Vaishnava. And all those personalities supporting Daksha, they were also in the same path. Definitely, they will also achieve very lowly status if there was no reaction from Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, or Supreme Personality himself. And actually, we can see sometimes even the senior devotees in the ashrama and even in the temple, like the regular devotees, they sometimes correct the newcomers. Actually, and even myself, in our early days, it feels like, hey, why is he correcting me? Like the devotion is mine, he doesn't need to, and maybe he's not correct. How does he know that he's right? Actually, the mood of Vaishnava when they correct others is that so that they don't degrade. As we are already human, they don't want us to degrade, and they want us to get the bhakti, and which is the supreme position. Even Lord Krishna himself wanted to know the mood of devotion, and he himself wanted to release the mellow of devotion towards him as Lord Chaitanya. So that is the mood of, that is what the Vaishnavas want to distribute to the general population, or even to the other Vaishnavas themselves. So Lord Vishnu, after Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma managed the disgusting scenario of the personalities who were in the side of Daksha, and their activities was they were rewarded with the benediction, and when they got purified, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they recommended to do the new yajna. So with that, Lord Narayana, Lord Vishnu, in his original form, he got pleased, and he came in the sacrificial arena, new sacrificial arena, performed by Daksha again, and he came in his 800 form with the conch shell, wheel, club, disc, lotus flower, arrows, bow, shield, and shield. So Prabhupada, regarding to the Kali Yuga, regarding this scenario in the Kali Yuga, he said that in order to get our misdeed, in order to get rid of our misdeed, chanting is the medicine that can recover us from our past activities, and prasadam is the diet with which we can grow in our devotional service and overall bhakti. So the Prabhupada now has given us the books and all the scriptures so that we can understand the position of Lord Vishnu and his eternal form as well, so that we progress in our devotional service and then proceed towards the bhakti, and so that we can elevate to the higher position in bhakti. I mean, not higher position, higher level of bhakti. Definitely, like we are not so much worried about the position we get. We are not even desiring about it, actually, if we want to do some devotional service. And so in this purport, Prabhupada has described at one point about making the sacrifice, the yajna, pleasing. So what is pleasing yajna and what is unpleasing yajna? In this regard, unpleasing yajna, as Lord Vishnu is the yajnapati, the enjoyer, the supreme enjoyer of all the yajna, and he is the one to whom the for whose service or for whose pleasure the yajna is performed. So when the mood of performer is not to satisfy Lord Vishnu, and if Lord Vishnu does not get pleased and come to the sacrifice, then that is displeasing yajna, that is unsuccessful yajna, that is not completed. And in which the yajna in which Lord Vishnu and his devotees are praised and respected, that is the complete yajna, that is the pleasing yajna. So yajna is only performed in order to please Lord Vishnu. So even we can see the devotees, like in the Kali Yuga, definitely the best yajna is Harinam Sankirtan, and in the process of preaching, the devotees, they work with, going out on the street, doing some, we do some, even Harinam, and then we can see some congregational programs going on with our devotees from the temple. And even it is mentioned, like we can see there is Govinda restaurant which provides prasadam from which is offered to Lord Krishna himself. And so even though it is related with some economy, but the original purpose is to provide people with the prasadam, right? And in the same way, like some Radheshyam Prabhu, he mentions that devotees, they may open, like he has opened a restaurant to distribute prasadam. I will also open one, so that we can distribute more prasadam, right? And then he was saying that, and when devotees, the devotees from outside keep on coming to the restaurant, then one feels like, hey, all the devotees are going to the another restaurant, they are not coming to mine, right? And at first they try to improve their recipe, and they may even think of going outside the recommendation. They may, I don't mean definitely the Vaishnavas know their limit, but because of the envy that other hotel is getting more devotees as their client, so they may get envious, and that is how the tussle between the devotees start. And then in that process, actually we forget why we started doing the project. We get illusioned. The basic four weaknesses of humanity, human, like modern day human, Kali Yuga, the tendency to make mistake, tendency to get illusioned, and tendency to cheat, and weakness of our senses. Senses are very weak, imperfect senses. So even though we are doing devotion, at some point we may forget our position as a devotee and the eternal servitor of Lord. We should start working on our own ego and keep on building it. So in that way we cannot please Krishna. Like one devotee will in that scenario, like one restaurant devotee will say, okay, like after tussle, they may say like, I'm not going to stop. Either he should stop or both of us stop. That is the nature of our, that is the nature of our false ego. If it goes higher and when the anger is mixed, like either I'm the only one who does the restaurant, who opens the restaurant here, otherwise none of us should open. And if the devotees are still sober, they may say, okay, he has got the restaurant here, I will open somewhere else, or I will start some other services. Like in Krishna consciousness, we have got unlimited services to do. We cannot get rid of service at any time. Even in Vaikuntha, all the great personalities, including Radharani herself, who is most dearest to Lord Krishna, she is serving at all times. Although there is no need of performing by everyone, like Krishna is always complete. He doesn't need service from anyone. In the same way, we have got many services, so we can change the service and perform, and we can make the service yajna. That service is yajna. If we do with pure devotion, that is pleasing yajna. Krishna will be pleased. Lord Vishnu will be pleased, and that will be pleasing yajna. In the same way, even while preaching, like we go to the we even preach in the congregation, like one person is preaching in English, right? And then we suddenly may get a thought like that. Okay, there are many Indians and Nepalese in Australia these days. The devotees are many. So I can even start the preaching program where we can preach with Hindi or Nepali language, so that like English speakers, they go to the English congregation, and the Hindi or Nepalese speaker, they go to the different congregation, and in that way it sounds good, the concept is good, but again at some point there can come some sense of competition, and the one who starts first, he may think, what was the need? It is Australia, right? It is Australia, no one is here without English. What is the need of getting someone to understand, someone who speaks English, Hindi and Nepali, to get different program for them? What is the need? And there is if it is planned by same person, it is fine that like we don't need to do this project, we can just go with one English. But when there are two different parties, like we have our own perceptions, right? In that case, like it is best if one can simply set aside and say that, yeah, actually it is not required and we can stop. But if one does the same thing with false ego, with selfishness, and if they were doing such things to get some followers, to gain some popularity, then definitely they will fight, Why should I stop? I'm getting this much and this much views in YouTube, and this much devotees are coming to my class. You stop. I don't stop. And in the same way, the speaker, English speaker congregation one, he says, everybody is understanding everybody is understanding English here, and we are going very well with the devotees. So I'm not stopping, you stop. That is how the tussle starts. And again, when there is tussle between the devotees, neither of them can please Lord Vishnu. In the same way, in the Kali Yuga, even though Lord Shiva doesn't come and give the goat head, so if we don't go through Shastra, and if we keep on doing the similar activities again and again, that leads us towards hell. And Lord Shiva, when Lord Shiva corrected all those demigods, right, after performing all those misdeeds, in the same way, still we have got Bhagavatam, in which we can get Supreme Personality himself, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, everyone. And after hearing and reading the pastimes and the stories, the history and history is different. Reading the history, we can understand, and that is the benediction to us. Like after reading, Lord Shiva corrected Daksha Prajapati for not pleasing Lord Vishnu by offending his devotee, the Supreme Vaishnava Lord Shiva himself, and Sati Mata as well. After reading that, we can understand we are also offending the other person, the other party, other congregational party, right? After understanding that, again we can correct ourselves, and through the path led by Shastra, we can again correct ourselves, offer our obeisances to Lord, being pleased of getting the benediction, of being corrected, and keeping on doing the yajna, Harinam Sankirtan, by chanting, and by keeping on hearing, we can again start performing our Harinam Sankirtan yajna with right mood, and purify ourselves and please Lord Vishnu. That is how we can again perform the pleasing yajna. So the thing is, as devotees, since we are doing our services and all the preaching programs, we should make sure that we don't get the goat head. Goat head is only the result of displeasing or offending Lord Vishnu. Later on, Lord Vishnu came to the sacrifice as he is the infallible one, Achyuta. As he comes and he can even sanctify the all impurities with a single glance. Actually, these days, it is very famous question when going out to preaching, and even in the temple, sometimes the devotees ask, "Where is the God? Why is not present in front of us? Huh? Why can't I see him?" See, if Lord Vishnu, he can sanctify the hellish condition of that sacrificial arena by single glance, think what happens to you if he looks at you, if you can see him. That is what devotees are waiting for, doing the performing their devotional service for millions of birth. And because of our mundane mental concoction and our false ego as well, like, and illusion. Main thing is illusion. Like, where is Lord? Show me. If you can see Lord, that's it. You don't need to do anything else. You will keep on doing service. We don't even need any motivation. That is how. That is what the wives of the sages were praying to the Lord. Wives of the sages and priests, they were praying to the Lord. Please give your merciful glance on this sacrificial arena, which was devastated by Lord Shiva, and it has become so impure. So only you can help us to please you. That is our position. Like, we cannot please Lord by our service with only by our effort. He needs to give blessings so that we can please Him. See, and that is the situation of Daksha as well. He thought that sacrifice he was performing, he can please Lord Vishnu just because of his performances. Just after making some nice place for yajna, ordering others, hey, clean, keep the sacrificial area clean, make the animals to be killed ready, and making all the sages ready for the yajna to recite. Not just the sages, they were the very high level brahmanas. They were complete in their recitation of Vedas. They were very fluent in Vedic knowledge, and they were fluent as well. So he was just instructing them, and because he got all the resources, he was proud and he forgot that he cannot please Lord Vishnu by himself. The devotees and Lord Vishnu himself should give the blessings in order to please him. And so that is why when we perform our services and our preaching, actually service is what we offer to Lord Krishna. We can offer all the activities that is recommended by Srila Prabhupada, everything, every little thing, from cleaning, even taking prasadam is actually a service. Not only making prasadam, even taking prasadam is also a service, because this body was given by Lord so that we, this fallen soul, can go back to Godhead. So in order to grow this body, we need the diet, and that diet is prasadam. So eating the prasadam is also a service. So when any devotee enter the temple, we ask them, did you take the prasadam? At least, the mood of, like, if someone, like, let's say, if you go to other temple, like, I remember in Nepal and in many places, if someone takes prasadam, they look like he's eating prasadam, he's eating for free. like that. But here, if someone comes and even though doesn't matter if they eat or not, but we ask, have you eaten it? Have you ate? How was prasadam? We ask them as well, so that we can improve our service. And we are offering service with prasadam. At least they get purified. And that should be our mood. Our mood should be only making new devotees and helping others to get purified. And very usual situation is that sometimes, even I have experienced that. Actually, everyone here knows that I am quite new in here. So I have got, very wide range of experiences regarding the services, and preaching. And when you preach to the new devotee, and he wants the japamala, you feel like, yeah, I made a new devotee, huh? We feel like I'm the one who made him the devotee. Now who I am? Am I a new person now? It feels like that. Yeah, it does. And you give book to someone, and then we have heard about the glories of Bhagavad Gita, right? We have heard about it. Even the one who sees it, who touches Bhagavad Gita with good intentions, he will not go to hell. That is certain, right? And what about distributing? One devotee already took my Bhagavad Gita. Actually, I remember on my first book distribution, I only distributed the small books. So small books are not so much counted, even in the offerings. 2 small books, it sounds like 2 small books. But when there comes big book, it feels so good. So, on my second time, I distributed big book, and then when I gave, after about 2 hours of distribution, I distributed 1 book, and I was so pleased, I was about to laugh out loud. I wanted to laugh out loud. Yeah, I distributed a book, and Mahaprabhu is there, and he asked, Prabhu, how many books? And I was like, just controlling my emotion. Prabhu, just 1 till now. Showing the false humility. Just 1, Prabhu. Good, Prabhu, that's great. You have done a great job. No, Prabhu, no. I'm feeling like, yeah, actually you don't know how great I am. I was feeling like that, But I was saying, no, Prabhu, no. Actually, we can hear many Sankirtan stories like this. And then after you keep on distributing books, and we test, we get different tests actually. In not only books, actually, even every kirtan, even while paying obeisances, actually, the devotees are so much attracted by the holy name and performing all the worshipping activities, the deity worship and kirtan and all the services, is actually, we get different taste every time we do it. If we are conscious enough to realize, even while paying obeisances, we get different taste every time we do it. Even while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I once realized that, oh no, I'm so lazy, I should chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Now, new voice and new taste comes now. Even in the taste between those 2 chanting is different. Otherwise, how could one chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra for the whole life? See our Maharaj, they are chanting 50 years now, and after performing any service, when they get free, They start Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. They start that, you know. And recently I visited Devamita Swami Maharaj. You know, I went to take darshan of him. And for darshan, I went inside and then, you know, I paid obeisances and he just stopped chanting. You know, when I paid obeisances, he stopped chanting. And then all the interactions, like I asked the questions and my doubts, and then he gave answers and which next, like that he asked to me. And then I paid obeisances and I was just leaving and he started. And I was about to ask a, you know, sudden question, you know, but he already started Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I could not disturb and I just left. But that is how they are chanting. Why? Because we get different taste all the time. That is what we need. You know why we get bored with our materialistic life? Because all the time we perform the materialistic activities, we get bored. And more we do it, more bored we get. We get depressed by it. Then how can we perform all the time? How can we get the motivation? And when they don't get motivation, they start rectifying the taste. How? By the use of alcohol, like, you know, actually even the professors at my university, like, so, you know, what is the plan for the weekend? Professor after the class, he asked, you know, and everybody said, like, you know, I'm going for this and that, you know, there is one concert, I'm going to there, you know. So proudly they say, you know, I'm going to concert this week. I have pink concert. Recently also there was one, I forgot the name because maybe he's not so popular. And Yubraj, what are you doing this weekend? And you don't know, sir. Every day is festival for me. But Saturday, Sunday, like, I cannot even wait for a second. The day goes like, it's gone. Like, open the eye, close, and then the day is gone. And then you sleep. It is so much festive. And then he says that living in Australia, you should drink alcohol. He said like that to the student. Yeah, it's normal to drink alcohol, actually. If one doesn't drink alcohol, he cannot maintain his mental health, he said. That is what he said. Yeah, openly I am saying that the teacher who is teaching the health subject, the most sensitive matter in the recent world is health, right? And he is saying that we must take, otherwise our mental health is gone. You know why? Because we are depressed on performing materialistic activity. So in order to get some taste, we need to add some nonsense, so that we don't realize that it is depressing. We are doing depressing activities, right? But just to make us not feel the depression of the activity, we are using some, you know, different thing like drugs, alcohol, going to party, you know, illicit sex, and you know, adultery these days. Actually, there are 3 laws. One is human law, another is natural law, and another is divine law. And human law, except in some countries where there is Vedic systems, like Nepal, India, adultery is not is prohibited. Like, it is strictly prohibited, actually. Even though definitely, you know, in Kali Yuga, sometimes it happens, but in here, like, it is advertised. One day I was going to work, and on the street I was, you know, chanting and looking at the street. On the floor it was written, "Have you ever seen a dating app online, which is free and you know, and you never get bored of using it?" See, that is how the world is going on. See, what to talk about yajna? That is not even a yajna, not about displeasing yajna. Not even a yajna. So if we don't correct them, what is their destination? Definitely the hell. No other way. Just chant Hare Krishna in front of them. At least they will get something. They may get rid of hell and they may get bhakti soon. And that is how we can perform pleasing yajna. Only in order to serve with the intention to serve Lord Vishnu and to please him and his devotees, we perform yajna. Yajna just to please him. Yajna in different forms. In all the services and activities we perform recommended by Srila Prabhupada, they are all yajnas for Kali Yuga. So in that way we can perform pleasing yajna. Alright, this is all for today. So if any questions, I will try. Yeah. It gets better or it becomes bad? What was the question again? Like, do you mean like it keeps on improving? Different taste. Okay. Actually, if you try to realize how my chanting is going on, like normally we don't even realize, recognize how it is. Even myself, definitely, like I am one of the worst chanters, and but sometimes because we are doing that for Krishna, right? At least I know that I'm doing it for Krishna. So sometimes I try to do it with attention, and especially before the class today or yesterday, just to get some benefit and just to be able to give class, I was trying that. And when you are so focused, you feel like it is changing. It is changing. You don't know what it is. Maybe sound, maybe pipe, maybe you are improving. Definitely, like chanting may your quality of chanting may degrade sometime. Definitely, because it depends on how we maintain our consciousness. If our consciousness is maintained, it will improve at all times. It does. But because of our activities outside, being in Australia, we need to get involved in various activities, and our consciousness changes. In the same way, the quality of chanting also changes. And still we get different taste. Doesn't matter how you are chanting, but still if you hear and if you try to focus on it, it changes. Did I answer the question? Yeah. Thank you. Yes, bro. Uh-huh. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, bro. Mm-hmm. 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 Consequences. Actually, those type of sacrifices were recommended only in other yugas. That is what we need to understand first of all. The sacrifice that we perform in this yuga, the yajna, except Harinam Sankirtan yajna, they will not be completed. That means all the animals that we sacrifice in the yajna these days, The only purpose of killing the animals is to elevate them to the higher life, right? To the human life mostly, so that they can perform devotion. But if the sacrifice is not completed, if the Lord Vishnu is not satisfied, if he is not pleased, then how can the sacrifice be completed? That means those animals are just killed, and the one who killed that will be the one who needs to go through the consequence. Definitely the consequence will be the hellish life, definitely, but because of the mercy, and Supreme Lord is so merciful, he understands how we are influenced, right? Because he has already said Kali Yuga will be like this, right? So even though they are doing all the sinful activities, that is also the one that was predicted. So Supreme Lord, you will try to give them some blessing for devotion, but definitely you will need to go. That person need to go through the consequence, and none of those animals will be benefited on that sacrifice. No way. Did I? Sorry, what's that? You mean he comes to check the karma of human being only, or all the living entities? Thank you for the question. And actually, all the other living entities, animals and birds, plants, they don't have um, developed brain, and most of them they cannot make their own decision. They cannot think of the reason. Like Prabhupada says, cats and dogs, they don't have religion, right? So that means they don't have um, uh, power to discriminate between right and wrong. So I don't know about if Emerald will come or no, right? But they all go through their karma. They get purified. 8.4 million species. They keep on changing their life, and one day they will get human, and then they can go further. We are not so much concerned about animals, because we can only change the result when we are human, right? If you even understand animal will be checked by MRIs or no. Even if we become animal, we are not even concerned, or we cannot even change anything. So yeah, for human being it is important to understand what they are doing, and what can be the consequence of their karma. Yeah. Sorry for the incomplete answer. I don't know about if he comes to the animal. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so Imraj doesn't come to them. Okay, okay, Prabhu, just confirming. Okay, I wasn't sure. He confirmed that. Yeah. If you need reference, please ask to him. But he confirmed that yeah, Imraj doesn't come to any other living entities. Yeah. Good. Mm-hmm. Mhm. 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 Okay. Um, yeah, definitely all the demigods, they are part and parcel of Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord, yeah. Okay, yeah. Just explaining that, yeah, definitely demigods, they are also the parts and parcel of Lord Himself, Krishna, and they have got their respective position to serve Him, and yeah, the all those activities, sacrificial activities, were performed for demigod, and they are recommended even by Vedas, right? But not in Kali Yuga. That's the thing. Yeah, all everything is fine. Yeah, they can do it, like, you can even you can worship demigod, but just to get devotion of Krishna. No problem with um, serving demigods. And why are they still doing? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Okay, like we we put water on the vessel, right, in the glass, right? It is clean. We keep on putting water. We keep on drinking, right? But if you keep the glass for quite long, it grows some bacteria, and you can see, green fungi and all. And in that case, if you pour the water now, like it is already said that if there is fungus and all, there is there is contamination, right? So water, it will not be water anymore. It will not be pure water anymore, right? In the same way, the performances that we offer, that we do in the Kali Yuga, it will be contaminated, and that cannot be offered. In the way that we cannot take the water, and then that will not serve us. In the same way, the yajna will not satisfy or serve the uh, related demigod or even Supreme Lord. Definitely not the Supreme Lord. Even not the demigods are not served by that. They are not pleased, because they are only in the control of Lord Krishna, right? They are serving Lord Krishna only. Only if Lord Krishna can be pleased by the someone's activity, then only they are pleased. Otherwise, they cannot be. They are pure devotees of the Lord. Yeah, it is wrong awareness, and actually, it is not wrong awareness. The thing is, Harinam has not reached them. That is the thing. They still have some prior of the karmas. They need to get purified, and then, yeah, one day they will be devotee. Good. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद।